Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be about what it's like to be a new grad RN. So if you've looked at my last video, I am a new grad RN that has just started working on August 10th for a nearby hospital that's about 30 minutes away from me. I've been placed in a new grad residency program that's usually 12 weeks, but they shortened it to 8 weeks for us because most of us, or most of the people in the residency, consist of people that have done their clinical at this hospital. So we're a mixture of bachelor's degree nurses and associate's degree nurses, and we already know the charting system and are familiar with the system. Or there's people that are in this mix that currently work at this hospital as well. So this hospital does a residency program every year. This residency program was not supposed to happen this year, but by some miraculous miracle, it they wanted to get it started again because of COVID. And so here I am. It's not even been a month for me in this program. I started August 10th, had a week of orientation, and then was on the floor. I worked 3 weeks. I'm sorry, not 3 weeks. I work 3 days a week and then I'm off. The 3 days are never consecutive, they're broken up during the week, and I work 12-hour shifts. And I also work day shift. I thought that this would be better for me since I have 3 children, but I'm not so sure anymore. I work from 7 o'clock, so they're sleeping in the morning when I leave, to 7:30 at night. And by the time I get home, they're sleeping again, bedtime. And so I'm day shift for at least 5 weeks of the program, and then for the last 3 weeks I will be on night shift. And none of us know what shift we will be permanently when this is done. My last day in this residency will be October 11th. And then I guess we will find out whether we're day shift or night shift. But my days are exhausting. It's 12 hours of nonstop go, go, go. And I am assigned to a preceptor, a main preceptor, but on some days I am placed with someone else. Never a consistent person when I'm placed with someone else. It's just different people that are listed on my schedule. And other than that, I'm mainly with that one person, and sometimes she's charge nurse, and when she's charge nurse on those days, then I'm placed with someone else. My preceptor is very encouraging. She supports me through and through. For the last 2 shifts, she's let me do what it is that I would do as a nurse. She's let me set up my own day, get my own flow going, pass the meds on my own. She's not even in the room. She just, floats around, tells me, do you need anything? Calls me on the Vocera, which is like a walkie-talkie thing, and, asks if there's anything she can do for me. She's doing things in the background. So if there's orders or anything on the computer that I did not catch, she's there, and she's got a handle on that, so that one of us can give an S-bar. I can say that so far this experience is very nerve-wracking and just anxiety ridden. I had a lot of anxiety in nursing school, and still it continues, and I wasn't Pollyanna about it, or have rose-colored glasses on thinking that the anxiety would disappear when I became an actual nurse. I actually thought it would get stronger, and it has. It has. And even though I have a very encouraging preceptor, it's just hard to get over those feelings, those expectations that you have for yourself, that you would remember something or think critically in a moment where it requires to think critically, but still or in my experience, I hold back, or I overthink what it is that needs to be done, or I'm not even thinking or trending what needs to be trended. And so I drop the ball on those things. And my preceptor is pretty good about reminding me about things, and she's not angry about it. She's very supportive and very nurturing of me, because she understands what it's like to be a new grad nurse and wasn't there too long ago. I have been placed with someone that could be in the category of nurses eat their young. She assumed that I was doing things that I wasn't doing negative or bad things. She accused me of being confrontational when I wasn't. She was literally displaying the attitude of a confrontational person, even confronted me in the med room after semi yelling at me in front of a patient. Wanted me to pick up the pace on things, and that's understandable. I understand that nurses, when you're placed with a nurse, they still have their flow and they want you to meet that time constraint that they have. Some nurses want, their morning meds and their assessments and charting to be done by 10 or 11, and they want to keep that. They don't care that they have a new orientee with them. But as for me, I'm concentrated on getting things right and getting things done and with the utmost quality, and so I'm a little slower than others. I was placed with that person on my third day. She didn't know it was my third day. She didn't care it was my third day. And so that's kind of the treatment that I got. But after we had this conversation where she felt that I was being confrontational, and it took everything within me to not get mad or have an outburst for, first of all, being accused of being confrontational when I wasn't. And also, that's something that a lot of Black women get blamed for, being confrontational, and I really wasn't. That stung me inside, because I'm not sure what it was that I did that I was coming off as confrontational. When I didn't yell at this woman, I didn't raise my voice, anything like that. And so I had to be very careful about my response, and my voice was quivering as I responded, but I let her know that I'm not trying to be confrontational. It's very hard for me to gauge whether I'm doing things right or not, and I have expectations for myself, and very hard to learn from her when I have a lot of anxiety. And that's exactly what she was giving me, but my response was geared towards not placing blame on her so as not to escalate the situation. And I don't know what I said to her that struck a chord, but after we had that conversation in the med room, she calmed down and actually started acting more of a caring teacher, and started teaching me the rest of the day, which there was only maybe 4 hours left in the day. But that's not to talk negatively about her. She's a great nurse. I can tell you that with 100% assurance. She's a great nurse. She knew her stuff. But some people are not meant to be teachers, and they don't have the patience. And I understand that too. I wish that I could go back and actually go to the manager and request that I be placed with someone else, but I didn't want to make it seem bad for her. I didn't want whatever was going on with her, or I didn't want that to reflect badly on me or make it seem like I wanted something bad to happen with this nurse, like a write-up or her getting fired, because that wasn't the case. I just wanted to learn what I needed to learn to do my job, with dignity and respect. But that didn't happen that day, my third day again. But apparently, as days went on, the situation got better with my preceptor. I've been on my own, as I said. It is nerve-wracking also, because you need to know a lot of people's names. It's going to take some time for me. I have a lot of expectations on myself, and they are really unrealistic at this stage of where I am. Tomorrow, I will be on the floor again, and it will be my 6th day on the floor. You have to know everyone's names. It seems like, get familiar with your CNAs, your lab people, the rest of the nurses on the floor, the doctors' faces and names. I could barely remember my patients' names, but I'm trying, and that's all that I could do right now. And I'm trying to be gentle with myself, and patient with myself. At the same time, trying not to be disrespected by other staff, because they have this idea that they need to be hard on new nurses for you to learn. And I don't understand that mentality. Why? Just why? if you have a 1-year-old and they're learning to walk, are you going to scream obscenities at them and tell them they're a loser, or they shouldn't be walking because they're not at the level you're at? You know what I mean? Or are you going to be encouraging and helping the 1-year-old to walk? Because eventually they'll be walking on their own, and it's not because of you. They gain the muscle strength in their legs and in their spine, and they learn how to walk. To me, it's sort of the same situation. I don't understand the being hard on someone, and creating more anxiety where it's already a hard job to do, and we're already worried about killing someone. So why put more pressure on us that we have to deal with your attitude and worry about doing things the way you want us to do it? And yeah, I just don't understand that. But anyway, I've been learning a lot with my preceptor, and I appreciate the encouragement that she gives me. One of the things and goals that I hope to work on this week and upcoming is getting a real grasp on what is actually going on with my patient. I have the flow of the day down, the tasks, the medications that need to be passed, all of that. But I would like to get more of a handle on what is going on with each of my patients throughout the day. With the day shift, there are a lot of orders coming at you, constantly being canceled, new labs, new meds coming aboard, new meds or meds getting discontinued. Your patient needs to go for this procedure. They need to come back. You need to do a wound consult, put in an order for this, discontinue an order for that. It's exhausting and mind-blowing. And for new grads everywhere, I just got off the phone with my sister-in-law, and she's sort of going through the same thing. She works in the neuro ICU. She's a new grad there in a residency program in Texas, and it's no different for her, the anxiety that you feel. So that is my experience that's going on. I'm probably overwhelming everybody with what I just said. It sounds overwhelming because this will be my 6th day, but I feel overall optimistic about it, and that next year about this time I will have a better outlook about it, especially when I'm on my own. The worry and the fear is that I won't know what I'm doing, with the different things that you encounter in med-surg. It just feels like at this point that I won't know what I'm doing. But I know that will come with time and experience, and the critical thinking will become more apparent and more stronger as I go about the year. So anyway, I guess you could say this is a venting session. I apparently need to stop recording because I can hear my kids screaming downstairs and fighting with each other. But anyway, this is just my experience, but I feel like this is the experience of a lot of people that are new grads. The anxiety, the worry, and I think that we have to know and stick with it in order to see all of our hard work and to get past the anxiety. We have to stick with it and not change course, at least for a year or 6 months, and see what happens, because it could change. If you think about it, nursing school was an adjustment for us as well, for some of us or most of us, and we got through it. We have to give this a chance. Maybe, and most likely, our worries and fears will be unfounded. We'll get the experience, we'll get the knowledge that we need, and we'll do okay. Things will be okay. But anyway, I hope to update you guys along this journey, hopefully to the point of when, to be able to pinpoint when the anxiety reduces, because right now it's on high. But anyway, I hope you all are doing well. Thank you for watching this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.